Good afternoon. We are students of telematics and this video is for the English class. We are going to talk about the first 7 chapters of the classic book The Little Prince by the French writer and aviator Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. My name is José Carlos Llerenas.
My name is Antonio Aguiar.
And my name is Ricardo Planeda.
I'm going to talk about the chapter 1. The setting is not specified and the main characters is the narrator, that is the pilot. The chapter 1 is a little introduction of the narrator's life, to his childhood in specific. He told us that when he was a child, one day he saw a book of animals, and he read that boa constrictors swallow their prey whole, without chewing it. After that, they are not able to move, and they sleep through the 6 months that they need for digestion. That book generated interest in him about drawing animals, so he decided to do his very first drawing, a boa constrictor with a very big belly, because the boa was just eat an elephant. Then he asked to the grown-ups if they was scared by the drawing, but the grown-ups said, "Why should anyone be scared by a hat?" He realized that the grown-ups need that the children explains everything, so he did another drawing. This time he drew the inside of the boa constrictor, but when the grown-ups saw it, they told him that he must stop drawing and do other things instead. Therefore, he decided to become a pilot, and he liked to know the geography of the world. From that moment, he started to show the drawing to every grown-up he met, and that's how he realized if it was a person of true understanding.
In the second chapter, the setting is in the desert of Sahara. The main characters are the pilot and the little prince. And the plot is the pilot had an accident in the desert of the Sahara, and he met a little prince. The little prince says to the pilot drawing a ship, but the pilot doesn't know exactly how to draw a ship. So, and he drawn a ship, but the little prince doesn't know like because the ship looks very sickly. So he drew another one, but doesn't like to because he says the drawing he was a ram and not a ship. The pilot drew another ship, but the prince says the ship was too old. So finally, the pilot drew a bus and said the ship was inside the bus, and the little prince was surprised because it was exactly what he wants.
Chapter 3. The setting is in the desert of Sahara. The main characters are the pilot and the little prince. The little prince asked to the pilot what is a plane, and he answered that it is an object that can fly. So the little prince said that he fall from the sky. Next, the pilot asked to the little prince where does he from, but the little prince didn't answer immediately. But he said, "I like the box that you gave to me." And the pilot answered, "If you are good, I will going to give you a string, so to tie the ship during the day." But the little prince didn't like that proposal because the ship didn't go away. He said that when he coming from, all the things are small. Chapter 4. The setting is in the desert of the Sahara. The main characters are the pilot, the Turkish astronomer, the grown-ups, and the little prince. In this chapter, the pilot explained to the little prince the story of the Turkish astronomer. The Turkish astronomer viewed an asteroid in 1999 by a telescope. He goes to the International Astronomical Congress to explain to the grown-ups he discovered, but they didn't believe because his customs. So after a while, he goes again with a formal custom and explains that again to the grown-ups he discovered, and this time they believe him. He explained that he see an asteroid with a little prince living in the planet as big as a house.
Chapter 5. The sentence is the desert of Sahara, and the main character is the pilot and the little prince. And the plot in the chapter 5 is the little prince and the pilot told about of the planet of the little prince. And the little prince asked him to the sheep eat a brochet and a boboa. In the planet of the little prince, there was some kind of plants, good and bad plants, and says that if a boboa does not cut in the time, but you cannot cut let it.
Chapter 6. The setting is in the desert of Sahara. The main characters are the pilot and the little prince. In this chapter, the pilot said to the little prince that he remembered that he said the little prince loves the sunsets. Then the little prince said to him that they should go to see one right now. The pilot answered that they had to wait until its time. The little prince was surprised and then he laughed. I am always thinking that I am at home, he said, surprised. Then the pilot explained that in the earth we need to travel a lot of distance in a few times to see the sunset when it's not time. It's very different in the planet of the little prince. Right there you only have to move your chair only a few steps to see the sunset because the planet is too small. Then the little prince told him about the day that he saw 44 sunsets. The pilot asked him if he was sad that day, but the little prince made no reply.
So I am going to talk about the chapter 7, and chapter 7 the same thing is in the same is the desert of Sahara, and the main characters are the pilot and the little prince. The same history about the chapter 5, but now the sheep can eat bushes and babot and flowers with thorn. And they told about the wars between the sheep and the flowers with thorn. Because the little prince didn't know what is the use of the thorn, if were good or bad.
Thank you.
Thank you.